Yaza ngikubona njalo kodwa isifiso sami ukubona imihla yonke.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's a girl, Busisiwe, aka Busi Jane. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe and throw your comments in the comment section, and also tell me what you'd like to see more in the channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, feel free to let me know what you'd like to see in the channel, like the video, and yeah, let's just engage, guys. All right, so today is a story time. How I fell from grace. How I survived humiliation in varsity. This has to be like, I think it's also how some people still remember me. But yeah, anywho, I'm feeling better though. Just giving you a small update. I am feeling better. I found a new recording spot. This is actually my bedroom. And yeah, like, guys. You don't want to see what's behind, like, my room. It's not that messy. It's just I made it messy when I was doing my nails yesterday. I think I'm a stilettos girl. Like, this is me. No other shape, no other. I did these myself. I saw a post by Nanny Aesthetics and I was like, let me do it. I've been wanting, I think since 2019, I've wanted to do nails, and I bought a little machine when we were in Durban with my family and all of that. So yeah, like this time finally to be taught by someone who actually knows nails. So I went to Nanny Aesthetics and I learned and I'm still learning. I did these on myself. My clientele, what? It's not that good. I don't think maybe I have put it out there like that well, but I'm gonna do it, and I hope that by the end of this year I'll be like super busy. Holidays I'll be super busy with clients and stuff like that. So yeah, and yesterday I was doing my friend's nails. She is part of Mrs. Middleburg, Mrs. Pumalang. So yeah, I was very excited about that because the nails were like a success. Like, we did them very well. Obviously there's so many things that I can learn, and you know what, I'm gonna do it. I love this. It makes me excited. It makes me crazy, you know. Okay guys, today I got some earrings. I ordered some earrings from Kate. Before I get their name wrong, it's Catherine Creations. Sorry guys. See you be your own kind of beautiful. Charlene, plain Catherine. This is them. I got earrings. These are handmade, guys, and I saw them from a colleague. A colleague of mine is always wearing these earrings, so I figured, yeah, it's time that I do get myself a pair. Oh, I can't wait to wear these. And they do free delivery in Middleburg. I think my colleague also has these, so now we're gonna be matching. Oh, this is so beautiful. I love this. But so far it's looking pretty, right? So in 2015, I was part of the residence committee. Remember, I went to TUT, Tshwane University of Technology, in Soshanguve Sosh, TCE, Block H. That's where I did my degree. That's where I obtained my degree. So 2015, remember from my first video I tell you that Braji took me in and he saw a leader in me, and and you know, Braji and I we built a very strong relationship. It was a brother-sister relationship. He was my big brother, and you know, I was just always the little sister who always went to bother him, and he was just always, I feel like he was just always intrigued by, you know, the things I took interest in. So anyways, 2015, I was voted as part of the residence committee by the fellow residents at TCE2. So yeah, and then amongst us, the residence committee and the mentors, I think, I was voted Deputy Chairperson, which was such an honor. Let me show you my trophy again. I got this trophy in 2015. I got it 2016. Yeah, I got it 2016 when they were having the School of Education Awards. And I was, no, that's a different one. That's when I got the humanitarian award. Such honor. That's when I got the humanitarian award. This one was the residence awards, and I was voted, well, not voted, I was awarded most consistent leader, top 5 most consistent leader, which was such an honor. I worked, guys. I love being of service to other people. I think that's my purpose in life, to be of service to other people, to help other people. I enjoy it. I love it, because at some point in my life, it's something that I've wanted. But besides that, I just love serving. I love being of service. And yeah. So anyways, 2015, I was deputy chairperson, and what we used to do at RACE was spot checks. It was part of a regulation where we need to make sure that it's only our residents that are using the electricity. It's only our residents that are using the facilities, because what we've also found is that people tend to come from other races and then they damage our property. So we had a spot check. I didn't know we were going to do a spot check. Did I? I'm not sure. But we had spot checks, and yeah, like once we find people in your room that shouldn't be in your room, you are in trouble, and so is that person. Well, not really, but you as a resident of TCE2 or any other residents, you're going to stand in for a disciplinary hearing. You're going to lose your residence points. You have 100 points when you enter RACE. And then if you always caught in mischief, I don't know what to say there, but if you're always under a misconduct or something like that, they minus your RACE points. So yeah, and then we take those people out. They must be out of the RACE, and then we call you in for a disciplinary hearing where the residence manager will be there along with another panel, and then you go into the boardroom and they interview you. They ask you, what was that person doing there, how long have they been there, and then they decide your sentence. For example, maybe you'll have 5 hours community service around RACE and you lose 50 points. You're basically supposed to lose like 70 points or something. I think all your points actually, because this one is like the highest of all misconducts. Yeah. So yeah, that is spot check. Nah. 2016, that's when I decided, sure, I need to relax. I am not going to do anything that has to do with the RACE. How cute are my nails? I am not going to do anything that has to do with the RACE, because I was always busy, and I hardly paid attention to my studies. I didn't care. It's sad to say, but I didn't care. I did more of what made me happy, Let me check if this thing's still recording. Okay. I didn't care. When I found what made me more happy, I focused more on that and less on my studies, which was, I feel like I could have done fairly good, I mean, I passed well. There are distinctions there and there, but I could have done even more had I actually focused on my studies too. So I figured that 2016 is the year that, I focus on my studies. Let me relax. Let me give other children a chance. Let me just, give myself less. And it was another thing, me going to hospital, the whole anxiety, panic attack that I had in 2015, I figured that I need to rest. So anyways, yeah. And I guess that's when I met that boyfriend. That was my second boyfriend and the last boyfriend of 2016. Because my first boyfriend of 2016 was the love of my life, and I call him Iron Man. That story is coming. So anywho, so I dated twice in my last year, 2016. And so yeah, so this one, and I didn't even want to date him, because my thing was like, this is probably gonna be like my first guy friend who I'm like close to, because he seemed really cool. He seemed to like know a lot of stuff, and I was intrigued. I liked how he had so much knowledge on like basically anything, Mr. Know-it-all. So anyways, okay, so now it's a Thursday, practicals. There are children doing practicals in the lab, and I was a tutor. 2016, I did tutoring. I was a tutor, 2016. So I figured that I'd focus on that only. Okay, I'm in the lab. Mr. Can I call him by his name? Mr. CT. Let me say Mr. CT. Those are his initials. So Mr. CT is in the lab. I go there. Hey, Mahlangu, how are you? Da 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 da. Yeah, sharp, 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 sharp. And they were actually very shocked that I even started dating, because I feel like since 2014, they're like, Mahlangu, why are you not dating? How Mahlangu? And I'm like, I don't have time for dating. And I didn't have time for dating. I didn't. So anywho, I go to the lab, get there, I prep the things with students. Then my lecturer wanted to make something. I think he made a burger or something like that. But anyways, the lecturers always wanted to make something. I had the best practical lecturers, like, of all time. I love those men so much. Like, I appreciate their skill, how young they are, and like, they're just working through life, man. I always tried to read their lives, like their emotions when they were in class, because I'm like, you're young and you're doing something so big, Yeah, my lecturers were amazing. Okay, so fine. The learners, the students are like doing their thing, they're doing their cooking and all of that. And then this one girl, we had sharp knives, guys. Oh, by the way, I did food and nutrition. We had sharp knives. And this girl, her knife was facing up. And when she took it out, it stabbed her. So like, it was like blood. Like, it was spray out. It was so bad. So now my lecturer Mr. CT cannot leave like the rest of the students. And well, I guess I was the only person who could like help. And not that I even minded, I was just like, no, it's fine. I'll take her to the clinic. I took the girl to the clinic. That was around 5:30, I think. Took the girl to the clinic, 5:30. Oh, by the way, so my then boyfriend, I left him. He came to visit me, and I had a roommate. He came to visit me, and then it was like, oh, yeah, okay, now I'm going to class, I'm going to come back very late, sharp. So obviously, the common sense is if someone leaves their room, you also leave, right? I'm not sure what happened there, whether he left or he didn't leave. But anyways, I take the student to the clinic. We go to a clinic. I think it was Block D or Block B. I'm not sure. We went to the clinic and we waited. And we waited and we waited. Homegirl, her finger is like bleeding. We waited. And it's because we were helping a lot of people. We opened a file, something like that. And we waited, guys. We waited. It was only around 10 o'clock at night that they started stitching her. So she went into like the room where they were helping people and stuff with injuries and stuff like that. And then I then also went in. I think after she went in, after a while that she went in, I went in. And I just found them like still stitching her. And the girl needed stitches, guys. Like, it was so big. I think like the stitch was like that big. Like, that's how bad she got hurt. Okay, fine, we're done stitching her. Now it's time for us to find transport home. So Shangoville taxis are not around. But anyways, we went outside, tried looking for a taxi. We found Adventure. Like, Adventure is the... Okay, I'll include a picture up above. So we found transport. But this man was like, I do not enter Block H, I pass. Fine. So we were like, it's fine. We just need to get there. So we went, we got dropped off at opposite BP. That's where you find Aubrey Matlala and the other street. So we got dropped off there. And rest is down there. Guys, hey, fine. So yeah, the taxi dropped us off. We walked down, we walked. Yo, guys, we walked. Yeah. She lived outside of Rez. So, and where she lived and where I was going, which is Rez, was also a bit of a distance. So I dropped her off at her place, made sure she was inside and she was fine and all of that. I think she was a third-year student or a second year. But anywho. So then I walked to Rez. Thank God nothing happened. I was safe. So then, yeah, I went to Rez. When I get to Rez, when I open the door to my room, who is there? The boyfriend.
No! God, please, no! No!
It's 10 o'clock. What are you doing here? Oh, no, I just wanted to make sure that you were safe. I'm like, but we spoke. while I was at the clinic, he called me. He went to my first year roommate's room to chill there because they were so fond of him and how smart he is and wada. I'm like, what are you doing here? You shouldn't be here. Like, you shouldn't. Mind you, I am a former deputy chairperson of a race, okay? And I enforce rules. I follow rules. I am a rule person. Like, you don't understand. When I was a prefect in grade 12, I made sure that my uniform was proper from top to bottom. And if I'm on my way to school and my stocking like has a tear, listen, my mom and I went to ShopRite and we bought new stockings. Okay. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Like, and that time, Shay, my roommate, she's such a sweet girl, and she obviously didn't like even think of chasing you out. She probably felt awkward and uncomfortable. Hey, yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure that you were safe. Yeah, you know. So now I'm like, well, you have to go. Like, yeah, but you know what? Like, it's unsafe. You know, if I go like where my neighborhood or like, you know, they could mug me or. Guys, I wish I was assertive enough. I wish I just said, then go sleep on the pavilion. Bye. Go. You know, I really wish I'd done that. Sure. So yeah, homie slept next to me, and unfortunately that night was the night that they were doing spot checks. That's the night they were doing spot checks. And I'm not sure if maybe someone was like, yeah, we saw Mahlangu's boyfriend. I doubt. But now that's the theory I'm putting together right now. That, yeah, we saw the former deputy, Miss Hi, whatever. I don't know. People loved me. People I interacted with, they loved me because I was genuine, you know. But maybe there was some that didn't like me. Anywho, they're doing spot checks and they come to my room. They come with the security men. Guys. Oh, I skipped a part. So here we are. We're sleeping. I'm so exhausted. I'm tired. We're sleeping. Our next thing, homie's unzipping my jean. I'm like, what are you doing? Luckily, I woke up because I think I'm a light sleeper when my mind is like worried. Because in my head, I'm like, number one, there's a boy next to me. He shouldn't be here. I could get into trouble. So literally, I felt his hands. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, no, you know, you're sleeping with pants on and like, that's very uncomfortable. Yeah. I was so annoyed. So anyways, I took off my jeans and I wore my pajama pants and I slept. Didn't take anything off here. I slept. So here they come into the room. Mafoko, and Prachi. Why couldn't it have, like, it could have been like the leaders at least. It had to be Prachi. And listen to what the security men say. Isn't this Matima's friend? Like, why? Like, why? Why is it happening like this? Isn't this Matima's friend? Because they saw me, like, people would see me, like, Matima would take me to varsity. She'd take me to res. Like, she'd take me to res. Like, she'd pick me up at res. And they knew her and she was friendly. She'd be like, Tovela. You know, she'd greet the people, whatever. Yo, isn't this Matima's friend? Guys. Yo. Hazibadi. Bad luck. Yo, Prachi was so mad, guys. He was so mad. They kicked I almost said the name. They kicked him out. Anyways, they told him to leave. And the following day, I got a letter that says, I still have it. I wonder where I put it. I still have it. I got a letter that says, yeah, you have been summoned to a disciplinary hearing. And entire me, it was on the 18th of April. I remember very well. yeah, you've been summoned to a disciplinary hearing. What. Yo, guys. Anyways, day of the disciplinary hearing, I get there, and Praji didn't even want to be part of the whole setting. He was so mad at me, guys. And that, honestly, that night literally ruined my relationship with Praji. Like, our relationship had never been the same again. He was so mad at me, but then, as time went on, like, he became fine with me. He would greet me, yeah, and you're somewhat fine, And he also came to my, he was at graduation, but then when he saw me taking pictures, he came up to me and he congratulated me. And that was the last time I had a conversation with him. I remember I sent him an email long after graduation, asking him if I can take him out for lunch at Spur, and whatnot, because his sister misses him. Yeah, man. And that was the last time. And then he passed away. He left. Phew, Prachi. And he left. So now at disciplinary hearing, it's my roommate and I, and Shay, my roommate, is just defending me, guys. Yo, Ntombazana, that girl was defending me. She was like, no, I know she'll never do this. She didn't mean to do it. Yo, it was so hard being there. So my race points, they decided to deduct 73 race points. I was on the brink of being kicked out of race, and here, guys, people talked about me for like the longest time ever. I was so humiliated. It was humiliating sitting there with other perpetrators, like misconducting people. And people talked about me, man. It was so difficult. Like, at some point, like, there were some girls who were talking about me, and I could hear them. And then when I walked past, they kept quiet. Yo, guys, it was so difficult. And what that taught me is that, in life, you are going to face some humiliation. Just live through it. Walk through it. There's nothing you can do. Hiding yourself, it won't help. Hiding yourself won't help. You just need to continue. You just need to go on. What can you do? People will always talk, guys. People will always talk. So yeah. That was my fall from grace, and it was so difficult, and I made it, and I broke up with that guy in August. So we dated March, April. By April, I really wanted to break up with him because of that. And when I wanted to break up with him, my former roommates were like, yeah, so every time a guy does something wrong, are you going to break up with him? Why did I listen to them? Why did I listen? And because I didn't have any experience in dating, I thought, so this is what like happens in relationships, you argue, that type of relationship. I don't. Like, yes, there will be some times where things go a little bit south, but it has to be on like things that hold substance, man, like things that hold water, not because you almost got me kicked out of race. It's bye, doy is a doy, go, hey, for me, a doy, like, one bumps, you're out. Like, that's how I am. Because why should I waste my time with you if you feel like some things in my life don't matter? Like, bye. Sure. So because of my friends, because of me taking my former roommate's advice, I didn't break up with him. And so then I stayed with him April, May, June, July, August, the 31st. Broke up with him on the 31st of August. And hell broke loose, because then I was already heartful, and I had been telling my friends that I want to break up with him, and I finally did it. I hope you've subscribed if you're new to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and that is it for today.